Oh, the Dark Elf Sunlight Sensitivity, which was always such a hassle when I played one, it's supposed to be a hassle. Wear a bloody hood. In fact, you're playing a drow at the moment, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, Fairthray.
Yeah.
In Tyranny of Dragons. How do you get around sunlight sensitivity?
I wear a hood.
You wear a hood.
Yes.
There's this really great moment. Can you grab me the Legend of Driz book off the bedside table? So, he chuckled and spun around the entryway into the chapel. Using his infravision, he took a quick survey and head count of the lightless room's 7 living occupants, all struggling back to their feet, their robes tattered. Again, shaking his head at the bared power of Matron Malice, Zack pulled his hood down over his face. This is the bit. A snap of his whip was the only explanation he offered. As he smashed a tiny ceramic globe at his feet, the sphere shattered, dropping out a pellet that Breezer had enchanted for just such occasions. A pellet glowing with the brightness of daylight. Her eyes accustomed to the blackness, tuned in to heat emanations, the intrusion of such radiance came in a blinding flash of agony. The cleric's cries of pain only aided Zack in his systematic trek around the room, and he smiled widely under his hood every time he felt his sword bite into drow flesh. Daylight sensitivity is a disadvantage because it gives you great sight in the dark. Wear the hood. Keep the disadvantage. And also, DMs, if you have a drow player, equip people with those little bombs that just like radiant bombs. They'll do nothing to anyone that doesn't have dark vision. Punish people for having good stuff. This is a warning for you, since you're playing a drow at the moment, by the way.
That's alright. I mean, it's my only opportunity to do so.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But what I mean is, you know, the Dark Elf Sunlight Sensitivity was a hassle, but it's also incredibly flavorful. Like, it's not something that everyone's got. It gives you advantages in terms of... I mean, the drow are some of the strongest character races about, I think. Like, your character is really strong. And it's just... Well, we all roll for stats for that campaign, so that's probably why. But good lord, let's continue, shall we? Anyway, the reduced speeds of gnomes and halflings has gone too. Both now have a speed of 30 feet per round, like most species. How? Their legs are little. My wife, quite short. Me, 6 foot tall. She does not walk at the same speed that I walk at, and she is still taller than a halfling or dwarf. It's these little bits and pieces where you sacrifice... you sacrifice so much by reducing restrictions. It cuts off all those edges. Makes a thing less interesting, more corporate bland.